Hi everyone, in this video we are going to talk about BIM Dimensions. At the beginning, when we talked about digitalization in the construction industry, I was talking about 5D BIM. These are the so-called BIM Dimensions. BIM Dimensions are best explained through this slide and this graphic display, where we can see that when we talk about 3D BIM, we are talking exclusively about visualization, without any special addition of information. This is not real BIM. All our drawings are placed under 3D models. But if we add time information to this 3D model, then we have a 4D BIM model. We add time information so that we know how much time it takes to build this model. By adding time and expenses, we have a 5D BIM model. So at that moment, we know how long it takes to build and how much it will cost us. Further dimensions such as 6D, 7D and 8D are mainly related to certain simulation and further development of the model. For example, the 6D BIM allows us to see how much energy will be consumed during the year. Then we have the 7D model, which concerns maintenance. This aligns with the idea that the BIM model does not stop at design but extends to maintenance. A person working in facility management on a certain building can use the BIM model to see every part of the building, from the bulbs to various panels. The 8D BIM involves work safety, which is a developing area. The goal is to use the BIM model and the BIM method to ensure the worker safety. These are some of the BIM dimensions, and it is important to know that there are many BIM dimensions, as every addition of information introduces a new dimension. When we talk about BIM in our region and the broader concept of BIM, we discuss little BIM and big BIM. And in this slide you can see that there are two main types of BIM, the little BIM and the big BIM, as well as transition BIM. What is little BIM? A little BIM can be referenced in a project, an organization, or at a national level. In a little BIM, only one organization or a shareholder uses the BIM method, while everyone else may still be using 2D drawings or 2D CAD software. In that case, a large BIM is not achieved, only a small BIM is. And the BIM user will typically export their 2D drawings to communicate with others. But when we talk about big BIM, we mean that all participants use the BIM method. All participants use BIM software and exchange their models within a common data environment. This graphic illustrates that everyone uses the BIM model and places their BIM models in that common space. A less discussed but critical concept is transition BIM, which occurs when more organization and participants or shareholders start using BIM, forcing others to transition from 2D to BIM to maintain communication and create big BIM. In Croatia, projects are mainly at a little BIM level, but there are projects starting with transition BIM, as more BIM organizations want to connect for better communication. Understanding the difference between little BIM and big BIM and the importance of transition BIM is essential for adopting the BIM method on a national level. It is important to note that BIM is not just 3D software but a broader process. This graphic shows that BIM can be divided into three main parts: the object, geometry, information or content, and the processes for managing the model. When we talk about geometry, we refer to different models with various classes, such as architecture, structural design, engineering, electrical engineering, etc. When we talk about information, it means that within that model, all elements can be classified, filtered, and have data added about expenses, time planning, and the final product. BIM as a process involves managing the model, including seeing the status of completion, approval, quality control, and feedback. It is important to understand that only if all 3 points are covered, we can say that BIM is applied. In Croatia, BIM is mainly used as a software for design, information and quantity, and most users don't take a bigger step. This is likely because a small percentage of people use the BIM method. However, as more investors demand BIM projects and seek quality management of information, the government may mandate the use of BIM. Therefore, we must know and understand the differences and the requirements for implementing BIM in our regulations. That's all for now, and see you in the next video.